everybody, welcome to my channel. Now I know I have been saying that for ages and ages I was going to do some nail stamping videos for everybody, and I've been a bit of a letdown because every time I've been uploading them recently or going to upload them, I've not been very happy with the camera angle or basically on the overall look of the video, because there are so many people that do this way better than me. I am no way professional at all, and I do it because I like making my nails look pretty, but some of the people on YouTube, I mean, wow, they do amazing videos. So I apologise if it's not great. This is probably my third attempt and I'm hoping that this one comes out a bit better than the others so I can upload it for you guys and you can be like, yes, this is something that you can do too, because if I can do it, anybody can do it. Now I am going to use a huge plate today. This baby is from the Preen collection. And I do believe it's Flowers in Bloom, and it has got so many different beautiful pictures on there and finishes. I mean, if you can see that one, for example, it just looks like cut glass, and you've got like different wood finishes, and then if you move up you've got all these amazing sort of flowers in the middle, and sort of lacy details. It's just a really pretty plate. Now I got this one off of, I think it was Amazon, for I think it was about £5 or £6 a long time ago. So I don't even know if it's still available, but it is huge. I mean, you could probably swatch this 20 or 30 times and still have room to do more on them. It's even got a Christmas tree in the middle, which is really random, but very handy. So I thought we'd use this plate and just sort of randomly pick some patterns off and stamp them onto my nails. I have got some of my favourite Moyu nail stamping polish today, which is just, in my opinion, the best nail varnish for nail stamping. It is fabulous. I never have any problems with this, and it stays on really well. I have got some Leighton Denny nail varnish remover. Always good to have a good quality nail varnish remover, especially if you do a lot of nail stamping, to, you know, kind of protect your nails and make sure that you're using good quality products on them, because if you do use bad quality products on them, obviously over time, you know, it can affect your nail. So obviously go for something that's not cheap and cheerful. And then I'm also using my clear Moyu stamper. Now there's loads of different versions of different stampers that you can get, and at some point I'll do like a little video on some of the different ones that you can get and how they work. For me, this one is just far superior to any of the others. Now you can put a cover on the top if you don't want to see through, but the point is, ideally, is that, let me see if I can show you, you can actually see where you are stamping onto your nail. So it just makes it really easy for you to kind of look through the gap and kind of position the image exactly where you want it, so you kind of get the way that you want it to look. Now these are a little bit more expensive than some of the other stampers that are out there, but it is just fab. Highly recommend those. I'm in my dressing gown as well because it's a little bit chilly this evening. And I have already pre-painted my nails, so I think I left it in the bathroom, but I used the Ciate, I can never pronounce it, sort of like just a basic nail varnish, just one single coat. I actually did it yesterday, so it is not perfect now, but not bad enough that you would kind of notice. But I just kind of thought, actually, while I've got the chance to jazz them up, I thought I would do so. So let's get cracking. Now, I haven't used this plate for a while, and if I remember correctly, there's some of the patterns on here actually don't swatch very well. So I'll kind of show you what kind of images you do get when actually the lasering isn't very good on a stamping plate, because this plate isn't perfect. It has actually got, I was a bit disappointed in it actually, although it looks beautiful, there are actually just some areas that don't come off as perfect as I would like them to, so we'll kind of have a little play and see what we can come up with. Also, do not forget, when you are doing your nail stamping, you 100% need either like a lint roller or some masking tape to take off any excess dry nail varnish from your stamper. And I just use masking tape. You can use a lint roller and they work really, really well, but if you're on a budget, and I usually am, masking tape is just as good. So let's give this nail varnish a shake because it is a little bit thick. You can use all sorts of different nail varnishes for nail stamping, but you do have to get the consistency right so it doesn't, so it lifts off really nicely and isn't too thin and isn't too thick and doesn't dry too quickly. And you just have to kind of play around with different ones to see which ones are going to be best for you. So, obviously you need a little scraper. My little scrapers all come with my MoYou products, so I only use MoYou scrapers and they just work really, really well. And some little tissues just to wipe off any excess that you need. So I always like to have a couple of piles of these little wipes around. They remind me of like the sheet mask fabric actually. They're kind of slightly felted, but they do work really, really nicely. So obviously you do have to work quite quickly, so we're going to go in and we're just going to go in with something really nice and simple to start with. I'm going to go in with some bubbles. Okay. I'm just going to see if I can get that image on there for you. I know you can't see that very well, but I'm just going to stamp it on my nail really quickly. Yeah, so you can tell straight away that actually, so you can see from there that actually that's okay, but it's not great. I mean, the wonderful thing about a plate that works really well is that you get a perfect image every time, and although that image is fine, it just looks a little bit thin on the nail varnish. It doesn't look quite as clear as some of the others, so let's find a slightly different image to work with. I'm going with some flowers. Oh, so that is so pretty. I don't know if you can see that. So that part is much better. Let me see if I can get it to focus on my nail there. Okay. So what I might do is I'll just stamp a few more and kind of show you a bit of an overall view of this hand, and then what I might do is go in with a different stamping plate on my second hand so I can kind of show you the difference in quality. So I'm just taking random, and as you can see, I'm being very, very quick with my approach. Very quick. Oh, look at that. That is so pretty. I'm so sorry about this lighting. I am so rubbish. Honestly. Look at that. Okay, and then we're just lining it up as and where we want the pattern. that is beautiful. Oh, I really like that little area. That is so pretty. What else are we going to go in for? Let's go in for some sort of floral leafy type bits. Oh, yes. Yes, my friend. These are looking fabulous. I am so sorry you can't really see what I'm doing. Yet again, this is just an epic fail on the camera front. Actually, let's pause this and have a little look at my first hand. Oh, hi everybody. So as you can see, the first nail that I did, as I said, the nail varnish came off quite thin, and it's to do with how deep the indentation is actually on the plate. So in that particular area, the indentation isn't quite as deep, so it didn't give off as much of a good of an image. Then we went in and did a little bit more of a sort of a flourish area. Oh no, I think we did this sort of like little floral, where are we? This like little floral pattern here, which I went in and did that nail. Oh no, that one, there we go. So that one there came off a lot better, quite pretty, and that would look really nice as like a decal. So if you actually went in and painted it, that would look really pretty. I've got this one, where are we? Oh yeah, this one here, that's really pretty, and that came out, there we are. So that came out beautifully, really, really nice. And then I went in with this piece here, and actually that wasn't as good. The sort of larger area didn't come out quite as well as I wanted it to, which is a little bit of a shame, but never fret. And then we went in with some sort of leaves just here, and that came out beautifully, really, really pretty. So yeah, that is that one. I wish I could get a much better camera angle for you guys. This is so frustrating. Okay, bear with me. Okay guys, so actually that hand hasn't come off as badly as I thought it would, and I've had a little look back through the video and you can kind of see what I'm doing. It's not too bad. Like I said, I am really struggling. If anybody has done any of these videos and finds it easy to get a good camera angle, please let me know what your trick is, because yeah, it's not the easiest thing to do. So let's go in with some more of this plate, and it is just such a pretty plate. It's got some really lovely patterns on it. I love these beautiful sort of floral patterns that are in it. They're really quite different. I've got some, I mean, I do have floral plates, but I don't do a lot of floral patterns on my nails because sometimes I think they just look a little bit girly, and I'm not a particularly girly type of person. Oh, that's lovely. But I do like to do, you know, things that are a little bit different, a little bit out there. Let's try, oh, forgot to nearly clean my stamper. Don't forget to do that. And you see how easy it is just to go in with a bit of masking tape, and it's so much cheaper as well, to be fair with you, because those little lint rollers, they can cost a couple of pennies if you can't find anywhere that's got them. I don't know many places that stock them, unfortunately. Yeah, it's just cheaper to go in with masking tape. Oh my god, that's so pretty. Sometimes you pick up so much pattern that you wish you had like really big nails, because the patterns that come off are so So pretty. I'm going to go in with an area that I've not done that's a little bit different from sort of thin patterns. Let's go in with this larger area down here. This is the bit that looks a bit like glass that I was talking about earlier. Oh my god, that is so nice. And what you want to also be careful of is that you don't stretch the pattern. So like sometimes when you press, you can like press too hard and you can like almost stretch the pattern. And in some instances you want to do that, but generally speaking, when you're doing like a set of nails like this, you don't want to do that. You want to try avoid doing that because it just gives off a really weird effect. Or actually, I'll tell you what I'd like to do. There's like a crossword bit on here that looks, not crossword, is it crosswords? Yeah, or like Scrabble or something. This looks really funky. Let's go in and see what we can get from this. It's just like little squares, random squares. Oh, that's quite cool actually. Yes, I'm liking this hand a lot. And I'm so sorry I'm not giving you a close-up of each individual nail. I'm going to do that at the end because it just kind of is a little bit easier for me rather than moving the camera around. And at the same time, you can actually see a bit more of what I'm doing, like the practical stuff, like the actual swatching. And in case you didn't know, that is what this is. This is where you get these little bits and you swatch them. And there's actually loads of videos on YouTube if you go onto people's like pages and stuff where they've swatched plates. So if you're not sure whether actually, if you've seen a plate that you like and you want to check that it works well, or you know, look at the quality of it, you can actually go in and watch people's like videos and see whether or not that plate you think is going to work for you. Oh my god. So they look pretty cool. They look pretty cool. I am liking those. So that is all my hands, and sometimes I do wish I had more hands so I could keep doing this over and over. But I think I'd probably end up just kind of getting a headache from the fumes of the nail varnish because these babies are strong. So anyway, to clean up your plate, what you want to do is you want to go in with your nail varnish remover, and I mean, you've got several options. I tend to just pour some on the plate like that, and then I'll grab something like a pair of scissors and some of these little cloths and just kind of wiggle it around to get off any nail varnish. Or just to start lifting it off anyway, because the problem is when you do a big plate with like this and you randomly swatch it and you start trying to get the nail varnish off, it takes a little while. And you obviously don't want to mess up your lovely nails that you've just done, so it's best to use something to stop the nail varnish kind of sinking or getting on your nails. So a pair of scissors works well. Okay. There we go. All nice and clean again. So, all you need to do is basically just go in with like a cotton bud or a Q-tip or something and just take any nail varnish off that you've got around your fingers. Or what some people do is they put like, you can get like the latex kind of finger protectors, what you actually paint onto your nails after you've done your first set of nail varnish. You do your first coat, paint on your protector, which you can usually buy most places. It's just like a latex paint. It puts like a thin rubber over your finger, and then obviously you'll just peel that off. But I find it doesn't really make much difference to me. I don't get a lot of nail varnish all over my hands, so it's just quicker to go in with a Q-tip. So let me go and grab one of those because I forgot one. Okay guys, so actually what I'm going to do is the cap for my nail stamper is like a tiny shallow little dish, and if you actually put this down, it's really useful if you've got like tiny little gems that you're putting on your nails to kind of put in here so they don't go over a wander, but at the same time it's actually really good for nail varnish remover solution. So what I tend to do is just drop a couple of drops on there and just use it to kind of dampen my cotton buds, because it just means that, you know, if you do have a big pot of nail varnish remover like I do, you're not kind of getting it everywhere, and it's not kind of, you're accidentally kind of using too much or what have you. You can just use a little bit at a time and work it around the finger. And with this kind of situation, less is more. So I always go in and just do one tip with kind of nail varnish remover and one tip dry. So if you do find that it is a little bit saturated, you then go in with the dry end, and that will just kind of help even out removing any excess that you actually didn't need, or if it's too wet around the finger and you're worried about smudging it. There we go. Then just go in and wipe that off before it seeps on anything. So, I mean, obviously, when you're preparing your nails, what I would say to you is you don't want to use like too many like oil-based products like hand cream or anything like that, because it's going to mean that it's not going to sit nice and evenly under the nail, because you want nail varnish to stay on as long as possible. So a slightly sort of non-super smooth, super greasy area obviously isn't going to allow that to happen, for the nail varnish to adhere properly. Oh god, I just love this pattern. I wish I'd gone in with a different colour, but unfortunately I wanted it to show up on camera as much as possible, so I thought the white would probably be best. But I have so many plates to show you guys. I really wanted to get that one out of the way, because it is such an amazing plate, but I still don't think it is quite as good as the Moyu plates at all. Not at all. And although you get more of a variety of like pattern and stuff like that, you just don't get the same quality of stamping. I mean, it's all right, it's okay. I do actually have a dupe of one of the other Puim plates, which is just as big and just as amazing looking, and actually works kind of to the similar sort of level. And I'll probably do just like a swatch thing on those ones at some point, just because you can kind of see the difference between a main stamping plate and a swatch and a like a dupe or a fake kind of thing, because actually sometimes there can be hardly any difference whatsoever. So it seems silly spending, you know, £5 or £6 on like a proper plate when actually you can just go in and buy like a fake one for, you know, not that I'm saying that you should buy fakes, but at the same time, you know, where, you know, you buy them on eBay and you don't know whether they're real or not, sometimes it doesn't matter as much with regards to the quality. Some plates are awful, and I'll show you some awful plates as well. Right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to spin the camera around so you guys can have a little closer look and inspection of my handiwork. Ooh. So, yeah, so you've just got on there, obviously, it's really pretty, but like I said on the first stamped image that I did, you can actually tell, and I'm sorry for my cleanup job, I thought I'd do it really quickly, you can actually tell that the nail varnish has gone on quite thinly onto the plate, and that's more to do with the fact that the well that the nail varnish sits in isn't deep enough, and you can see like a couple of like dot marks where actually it just isn't deep enough at all to hold the level of nail varnish that you need to get a really clean, crisp image. So although the pattern is really pretty, and from a distance you probably wouldn't notice, from the closer inspection I would say it's alright, but meh, it's okay. Obviously with this one it's very much the same. It's a little bit, it's not quite as deep as I would like it to be, but at the same time it's very pretty, it's very unusual. It does look like a crossword or word search or that sort of style of thing. That one didn't come up very well. Let's skip over that one. Basically I kind of showed you the pattern way too long, or tried showing it to you, and unfortunately the nail varnish dried too quickly, so you can kind of see on that one where it went wrong. And then you have this one. Oh, I really like that. Now that would look amazing like in a silver or gold or something like that. And then you've got some sort of more sort of leafy patterns there as well. So they just are very unusual, very, very different. You know, it's just something interesting to look at. It's something a little bit unusual. So yeah guys, like I said, I'm no expert, but the way that I see it is, why pay to go and have your nails done in a professional salon when you can get an amazing set of nails like this with a little bit of practice, and I'm not talking a lot of practice because I don't do my nails very often, but you know, just so you can kind of, you know, have something interesting, something a bit different that kind of just looks really effective and unusual, and you can play around with the colours and the finishes and all sorts of stuff. This is just kind of me showing you like a basic stamping technique, and I will do like different techniques and different things over time, but I just kind of wanted to show you like how simple you can make it for yourself. So guys, hope you enjoyed this little tutorial slash video slash thing, and I will see you later. Bye.